just gonna go up over here. There's a nice one. Oh, the sky looks extra blue on the film. Hello, anybody. Hello. Hello, Jenny. Nice to see you. Oh my gosh, that's cool. Starting at Bristol Road. I'd actually neglected to remember that. Oh. Right, here we go. We're going to start just here. This would be the best one to start at. Hello, everybody. Is it there? Have you seen this one? It's very nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good.
It's the only one I don't think I really know the artist of. It actually looks, it might be painted. I'm not sure. Let's see if anybody else came in there. Hi, Ginny. Nice to see you. Sadly, there's been, so far in all 3 of the lives I've done, less than 10 people watching at any one time. That's, in fact, less than 5. In total, on all 3, less than 10. That's a bit rubbish, isn't it, Ginny? Oh well. We'll see if they watch the videos after. But they'll have talked to themselves to me doing it again in the future if they don't wakey. It is a bit of a nightmare. Well, we're going to start here, and anyone who misses it. We're going to start walking down the road and look out for some really nice street art. We're here. This is my friend Sasha. Say hi. Yeah. She's my oldest friend. So we've known each other for, I think, 19 years. She thinks 18 years, but she really hates big numbers in relation to anything to do with time. So there's that. Hi, Stephanie. Nice to see you. Hi, Claire. Nice to see you. All right, let's have a little bounce. We're going to find street art everywhere. There's lots and lots. And we'll find some names to go with each of them as well, just in case you really like what you're looking at. This one's cool. It's Pogo Stencil. Some artists I don't actually know, but lots of them I will either know in person or I know their artwork very, very nicely. So look, nice to see 6 people there. Hope some more wake up. We're in Southsea, Portsmouth. Feel free to take pictures and screenshots and share them as you like. It's 6 p.m. It is not about to get dark. In Japan, it would definitely be about to get dark. So I've been in the UK for, what day is it? 2 weeks and 2 days now. And I will be leaving. Oh my gosh. It's really weird because I thought I was in the UK I really thought I was here for 3.5 weeks, but it just doesn't add up as that. So basically, half of a week is spent literally being in the air, flying, which sucks. But that's fine. As I come up towards some people in a moment, I might switch the camera back to me. So I'm just going to do that now. So I've been having a nice time in the UK, but I'm absolutely non-stop. I just stole myself a half an hour nap because I'm not getting enough sleep sometimes because I've got so many things to do, or I just want to squeeze in and try things. And there's a load of things I want to do that I just don't have time to do, which is a little bit of a shame. But I just have to let go of that because it'd be nicer to have a tidy mind. And I've got a decade worth of stuff to clear up that was meant to be for me to have my own place to stay in when I got back to the UK. But of course, right now I live in Japan. And no, that does not mean I'm going to live in Japan forever. And I am a little exhausted of answering that question. I know people mean well and they just want to know. But please tell me, do you know what you're going to do forever? If you do, then I'm very impressed. Because I know I don't know what I'm going to do forever. It's Thursday now, which feels more like Friday if we're looking out and about, seeing people, and there's lots of nice pubs everywhere. So we're in the Southsea part of Portsmouth, in the very south of the UK, south middle of the UK. Lots of nice pubs and things everywhere around. So you might be able to get some nice pictures as well. And I was going to say something else. The main part that most residents stay in is north of Portsmouth. They call it North End and Southsea. Southsea, as you can probably imagine, goes directly against the sea. We've just got a few minutes walk before we get to the main strip of street art starting to happen. I'll just flip this to the side. I'll answer that question in a moment as well. Claire. So Claire has asked me if my allergies are better now that I'm in the UK. Yes. In Japan, my eyes hurt very, very bad to the point of not being able to see very well for 5 to 10 days of a month indefinitely. They also turn bright, bright red. One of them turns entirely red, which really, really sucks. And I think that's because of the fluorescent lighting. My allergies have been pretty good for a month in general, and in the UK, generally, I don't seem to have many allergy problems. However, I did have a bit of a sneeze earlier, but I don't feel like crap, so that's nice. So yes, I'm allergic to where I live. That's cool, isn't it? While they tell me there's nothing wrong. I've had my eyes checked and it turns out I'm not dying, so that's pretty cool. In the scheme of things, I paid quite a lot of money to have all of the checks of all of the parts of my eye. And yeah, I'm fine. So I'm going to pay quite a lot more money to buy some, oh, this is a nice little scene, to buy some eye drops. There's some eye drops for £10. I'm going to buy 4 packs of those because I've been trying one of them and it seems to be good. They are without chemicals in, basically, or like no preservatives and things, so they don't sting my eyes, which is great. But I've only had to use them 6 times in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So that's pretty great. Hi Lynn, nice to see you. And hello, Annalie, nice to see you. Right, here's a little bit. So street art can be graffiti or it can be paintings. I'm going a little bit high here because I just don't want to capture people on my live stream because they're all ugly. I'm kidding, not because they're ugly, but because I care about their privacy. So just give me a second, I'll get you a nice shot over here. I'm going to try and cross the road. But I don't think people want to be captured in my everlasting YouTube online. So please admire the terrace houses and peculiar church-like shapes of Southsea. The sky is looking fantastic, so it's actually looking quite gorgeous. So I hope you're taking a couple of pictures here and there to let people know that I did go live, because I'm getting really annoying messages from people who used to be on Hago or still like watching some guides, and they're saying I never do lives anymore, which isn't true, as you guys know, because you guys check in with me every now and again. So thank you for your time and your energy. And a big, big thank you to the Kenda Packers that still support me. Right, let's have a look. This one is by Rue Abrook, and she is lovely. I'll try get it. There's a couple of people in the corner. I never actually met her, but I've connected with her online a little bit, and she creates lots of pieces with my friends, but she does lots of collage-like work that especially includes female portraits. And we're going to see more of her, so take note of this style, okay? And more will be coming up. But we have a huge collection of lots of different kinds of street art to check out. Sorry. I'm making my friend Sasha here go for a walk. I'm not really sure that's her bag. This one's a little bit more in a graffiti style rather than a street art style. But yeah, it looks like it might have been paid for, and then it's been tagged all over, so people are just a bit naughty. So tags are just these rough little names that you see. But I don't recognise this artist still. It's a nice elephant, even if it looks a little bit sad. Go up a little bit high to avoid people. And just check out the side of the road, walking into the light. I'm surprised to see a coach is stopping over here. I can't imagine what for. Just give this lady a little privacy that's coming through, but no privacy for Sasha. And over here, this is very taggy. This is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for things a little bit more artistic, but still, I think it's worth
fair enough.
worth checking out, and it's nice that it's colours, I think. There's some more painting just up on the side over there. I don't know if you can catch that. Let's have a look. Nice you still have friends in the art community. What has made you say that? I'm intrigued. I haven't necessarily implied that. I'm glad you say you're happy that I can visit my home. Yeah, I visited Bristol a few times. Unfortunately, I have really been sorting out lots and lots of things, which is very tiring. And I was very ill for the first days that I was here, which I a little bit expected, even though I was the picture of health before I left. A lovely pub over there called the Bold Forester, and it's decorated so nicely. They watered all of their plants at night time, so they were all dripping. And the Leopold is over here on the left-hand side too. And Linda says, hi, I'm at the beach. Nice to see you, Linda. Thank you very much for coming along. Please enjoy British sights as we look for some street art. We're coming up to quite a lot, I think. Well, I know I said that. Yeah, here's some.
I think we better.
This is the kind of thing I'm looking for. And I asked you earlier if you came on my first live stream today to take a look out for a person called Fark. You say, I only say that because you live in Japan now. Oh, I don't think I understand what you're getting at, Claire. So do explain if you can. Now, this one here, you'll recognize if you were here from the beginning of this tour right now. That's the same style. So that is Pogo UK. We saw that one just earlier. And over here we have the little seagull that's part of Fark's designs. But this is looks a little bit experimental because he doesn't usually create things in this style. Usually he has birds and messages, so we'll see some things like that. But it's really vibrant, isn't it? So quite lovely. There's something cool over here. You guys might recognize if this is a real person, but to me it's got a little Ursula vibe, I think. And there's a pretty cool looking well, it's just a lamppost, but actually it's got so many stickers on it that it looks kind of cool in this scene, I think. Let me see if I get a little bit backwards without dying a death. There we go. I hope you guys are getting some pictures. I'm not able to get pictures very easily or successfully. So I've got my buy me a coffee link at the top. Nobody yet has bought me a coffee, but if you would like to buy me a coffee, that would be excellent. All you have to do is click on that link and you can choose to give me £5, £10, whatever you like. You can choose, and thank you again to my Kendall backers. So buymeacoffee.com/Miss Kendall James. I'm not going to lie, I'll probably use it to buy a pint. So if you're not into supporting me drinking, then don't. But if you are, then thank you very much and cheers. Cheers and kampai. Kampai. If you're walking around everywhere saying, I live in Japan, because it feels relevant, because I'm doing some things in excess. And by that, I mean like buying loads of trousers or buying random little tools and things that I need, or choosing, in fact, I haven't even been shopping for sweets, but using the changing room loads and loads and loads to make sure that all my clothes fit. Because I just have to buy things that are going to fit me. Because in Japan, I've just got no luck when it comes to that, unfortunately. Because everything in Japan is a kind of free size. I say that with kind of quotation marks. Free size as in it's meant to fit everybody, but everybody is a Japanese person. Coming over the car right now to show you this one. I think this one is part of the car store shop. Oops, nearby. Nice little scene over here. It's good the sky's blue. The weather's been pretty atrocious. It's been really, really bad according to everybody that lives here. I personally don't think it's been that bad because I know that in Japan, they're walking around in 45-degree heat with 100% humidity and 2 typhoons coming at them. So if you give me 15 to 22 degrees and a bit of rain, I'm actually really happy. My friends here, quite a few of them have been saying how humid they think it is in the UK, and I am just smirking in the background because it can't be. This up here is an artist studio. This is the Wedgwood Rooms. And you can see a My Dog size, what's it called? Everyman or Only Man? I can't remember the name of it. But you see right there at the very, very top, I won't zoom in because I'll make it go all hectic. But also my friend Andrew Foster, he's used that studio upstairs, and down below it's the Wedgwood Rooms. I went to karaoke yesterday, but it was Chinese karaoke, and it was incredibly decadent and a bit strange. Also, all of the words that came up onto the screen came up really nicely. They also came up quite fast, and there were real music videos. So it was many things, including better than Japanese karaoke, but also not the same, which made it worse at the same time. So it was very interesting and strange to hear so much Chinese being spoken at the karaoke place. So we're going to carry on walking down over this way, past the King's Theatre, and we're going to slink to the side to get to Palmerston Road, which I think is down a bit further before we go over. You can check. I think it's down a bit further first. The thing I am finding, oh, there's a piece of art over there I wanted to show you. You might have heard of My Dog Size. He's the most renowned and famous of all the street artists in this area, and he started creating lots of street art quite a long time ago, probably 2 decades ago or more, but a decade and a half ago, more prominently, he started doing, or almost 2 decades, what am I saying? He started doing Free Art Friday, and I'll explain that in a minute. But meanwhile, we're going to have a look at his kind of can men that are across the way on the street. Can I go over here? Yep. Just going to turn it back to me because I don't want to have everybody feeling uncomfortable, and I'll finish the story about people in a minute. Okay, and we're going to flip it right round. You may or may not recognize this style. If the eyes were open, I think you'd recognize it a little bit more. But this gentleman is called Paul, or My Dog Size, and he used to come to the Doodle Club that I would run at various pubs, and lots of the street artists that I'll be showing you used to come to the Doodle Club, which doesn't run anymore. I ran it for 8 years, and here's his tag, so you can see that as well. Well, his kind of signature. It's all right. Go ahead. Thank you. Yes, they're quite poignant little faces. So let's carry on down this way. I think. Hi. So it's been pretty cool saying hello to basically anybody, especially if I know them. But it's been quite fun just walking down the road, waving at people I know, or poking my head into shops and remembering and knowing people. Just turn it back to me to give this person over here some privacy, and you can see how fleshy I've become from eating lots of carbs and meat all the time. Not because the UK is bad for food, so don't get any weird ideas. Japanese people are quite rude about that. They think any food that isn't their food isn't very nice, and I guess a lot of people get defensive about their food, but the fact of the matter is that I don't have time for home cooking, so I'm having meals out with friends, which sounds very decadent and very lovely, and it is, but it has caused me to gain quite a lot of weight, even though I only eat 2 meals a day. So I'm enjoying being here, but I am looking forward to getting back to me, shape, time and space. We'll cross the road again in a minute to slink down the other side. Actually, there's some more beautiful street art that I might show you before we do that. And then we're going to see some closed down shops, which sounds kind of sad, but actually there's loads of gorgeous street art over it, as well as mixed up with some tags and things, which aren't so nice. They look a bit more dirty, but we'll still see lots of nice things. But it's really cool to see terraced buildings everywhere. In Japan, they tend to build things on a plot of land, and you can build your anything right up next to the next person's anything. But in the UK, we use the adjoining wall and build our thing touching as part of the other thing. So it's interesting being here and seeing everything touching rather than being almost kissing. So when I did that really rainy live about a week and a half ago, I did a super rainy live, which was nice and all, but it was just too much. I lasted 10 minutes. It was perfect before I started, and then halfway through it got really bad. But a little girl in the distance, she saw me with this gimbal attachment and using my phone and talking into it. She got very excited. Just over there. She got very excited, and she was tugging on her mum, and she said, Mum, it's a YouTuber. Mum, take a picture. It's a YouTuber. So I am having people looking at me quite curiously. Here's some really lovely, quite simple something by someone called Porter. Now, I may know them, I can't quite remember. But these are quite elegant, I think. And this is part of an antiques shop. Might have changed now, actually. Might have changed, but quite pretty. It feels a little bit more quiet just off the side of the street, doesn't it? And here's the tag for Porter, or the signature. There we go. Is this Offbeat where I was the other day? Yes. No. Yes, this is Offbeat. I had a lovely vegan brunch up there as one of my 2 meals of the day. And that was very, very nice the other day. So it's been nice to have some vegan food. That's been nice. Hello, Mary Lou. What a nice surprise. Here's the Balti house where I had dinner yesterday. We could not finish all of it, so we took some home. There may be a midnight snack in that. We'll see what happens. And there's some nice art over here. We might have to do a little swap back and forth sometimes. This is on the side of a Mexican restaurant. Oh, and we'll walk down past the Phoenix pub. There are some nice houses over there. There was another bit of street art I wanted to show you down over here. Actually, it's my friend's, so I think I will show you. Bear with me. And you might have seen pictures of her on Instagram, so I'll definitely show you her coming up over this way. It's just a small piece on the other side of the road, so we'll see if we can see it over here. This is one of the original gaming shops just here, Southsea Games. Sorry you're losing your connection, lovely. I think everybody else is fine. You'll be able to catch up in your own time, but it's got a great dragon head just up over there. I'm going to walk you over here past the King's Theatre. One piece I wanted to see, I seem to have walked past incidentally. But yeah, people are big time smirking at me like a YouTuber. Right. See you later, Linda. Thank you so much for stopping by. And everyone else who's here, thank you very much. Yeah, just up here. I'm going to see if I can zoom because I don't really want to cross again. I can't. Oh, can you see that? There's a lovely face there. And some seagulls. The seagulls are someone called Ruth. And then the other one is Donna Poindexter. Her artist name is Winnie May. And Winnie May is the first person I stayed with here in the UK. I stayed with her in London, and she'll be the last person I stay with. She's going to cook me a mama's meal of roast dinner, so I'm very excited for that. I realise that might also be my friend's house up there, so we'll stop zooming in on that. The wine vault's over here with a really great design up there, I think. I love seeing the bicycles. Doesn't it look so nice? I think it looks nice. I like it. One of the loveliest things about being back is that it just feels natural. It feels right. So it's been really easy to be here. Again, in my opinion. So we're going to look for Palmerston Road. There's the King's Pub over there, and behind us is the King's Theatre, a lovely building, and some nice rainbow terrace houses over this way. So we'll enjoy that. Not going to get you a big overview of the King's Theatre, sadly, or maybe I can from the other side of the road. Here you can see some rainbow houses. We've got lots of rainbow houses in the UK. In Bristol, they're quite famous for them, actually. But I'll just take you over the other side. There's a great thing reminiscent of coronavirus over there. I'll show you in a moment. But here we go, the King's Theatre, which makes sense now, doesn't it? Long live the King and all that. It looks quite majestic just there. And here we go. It says, I shop therefore I mask. Your body is battling flu. That's interesting. The King's window. Whoops. There's some rubbish on the street. You can put it in my bag, and I'll put it in the dustbin later, or recycle it or something. So let's walk down through the rainbow houses towards Palmerston Road to see what else we can see. This little bit for maybe 2 or 3 minutes is just going to be houses. So you can see me, and you can ask me some questions if you like. If you have any questions, that'd be fine. I've dyed my hair pink for the occasion. I'm getting a bit worried because it's not really coming out. That's what I get for bleaching it first. And I'm not allowed pink hair at work. I'm not really sure how I could conceal it, because if I split my hair at the back, it separates into pink and blonde. Might not look that strong in this light, but it is pretty pink.
It's very strong.
It's very strong, yeah. It's because I bleached it first. So that's on me. If I just turn around this way, it's kind of, it's not the best. But look at all the red bricks. That's England. This is England. This is England. So Sasha actually lives quite far away. She lives in Norwich. What do you say? East Anglia?
Norwich, Norfolk, East Anglia.
Norfolk, East Anglia. You love the pretty lace curtains in the window in the UK. That is an interesting observation. And you put pretty. Oh, how sweet of you. Do other people not have them? I was at the seaside town of Ilfracombe, seeing my dad in his care home, and loads of people, some of them with the nicest little cottage houses, they didn't have any net curtains. And I was like, guys, get some net curtains, because otherwise I'm going to look in your house. And if I'm looking, everyone's looking. There are some really posh places around the UK, like Winchester as well. It's like people just flaunt their nice house. And I personally think that's a little bit weird to just flaunt your nice house like that. But yeah, it's so that you can have some privacy. Do you not do that in Australia or America or Canada? I think that's where everyone's from. So just a little more around the corner, and then we've got heaps of street art. So far we've just seen it kind of dotted, but we're about to see heaps. Have you seen it yet, Sasha?
No, I've not been.
Basically, you're having the whistle top. Oh my gosh, that's from ages ago. Tour. Basically, Debenhams closed down and John Lewis closed down, which sounds kind of sad, and that's what everybody in the area used to go to. So they're big department stores. What is that? A British English? I don't know. I can't remember.
Department store is British.
Okay, good. Department store. Because it has store in it, it feels very American to me. Let's see. Oh, Claire says that's why I like Christmas. People never draw their curtains at night. I like seeing Christmas lights through net curtains as well, actually. Let's see. Not in the US, not often. Oh, I love that you think they're pretty, because they can get very dusty. They can also change to a kind of yellow colour. This is the Army Surplus store. We're looking for kind of art on the street, so I think that counts a little bit. I think there's some really cool stuff in there, actually. Left over from another shop that was around. And we have deep purple buddleia here, which might not sound very special to you, but in Japan it's just not that deep purple. So this is quite fun for me. And it smells really good. In Japan it doesn't have much of a smell. In the US you have heavy linen curtains. Okay, look, pops of colour. Nice. I always wanted to look into this garden. I don't know what it belongs to. Nice. This, oh, I think it must have deconnected, a risk. There's a nice garden there, but I don't think I should really be snoopy whooping, and also people are staring at me. So I'm snoopy whooping and they're snooping at me, and everyone's just snooping at each other. I think I could have gone down the other road. I heard a rumour online that the Waitrose was going to close, which I think was just to stress out everybody that loves Debenhams and John Lewis, because it has not closed at all. A few people coming, so I just turn it back to myself. Okay? But yes, it's still alive. Still going strong. The sun is quite a lot overhead, isn't it? We are on our way to something called Portsmouth Freelancers Meet later tonight. That's where freelancers, people who work for themselves, meet and hang out. And it should be really fun. And we're going to go grab a Belgian beer first, because me and Sasha really love sour cherry beers and supporting local businesses. Right. There's like owls. I think I'll go down this way. A little longer than I thought, but I hope you guys don't mind. I hope you're enjoying having a nosy around in the UK. So 5 more minutes until we get to the street I'd hoped for. I'm also being super nosy. There are people just over there embracing for a very, very long time. Wow, and other people are in the hairdressers drinking beer. That's cool, isn't it? Kingship tattoo here. They're very, very good. Electric tattooing, isn't it all electric? Or are some people still doing it with just hammers and pins?
Stick and poke.
Stick and poke. Oh my goodness. My friend Sasha has some incredible tattoos on her calves that are so colourful and so geeky. They're totally geeky.
They're very cool.
They're
Not
very,
so
very
geeky.
cool. Yeah, but geeks are cool, man. Geeks are cool. Thank you, everybody, for following along with me on this little walk. I promise you'll have a feast through your eyes in a visual art-like way. Wow, some cool stuff in that shop. Very cool stuff. So I'm a little sad because I've had to give away the majority of my stuff. I've had to sell my coolest stuff, my coolest digital stuff, for about a quarter of its worth, which hurts my heart. I'm glad to know they're going to people I know, though, which is nice. And I've had to literally give away the majority of my craft supplies, which just sucks. All of my recipe books, all of my craft books, just giving them away. Because I don't know what is in my life, but I do know that it will feel better not having a heap of stuff gathering dust, using up the space in people's houses, especially my mum's and my not mum, but similar to a mum, in Portsmouth, one in Bristol, my real mum, my other mum, not mum, in Portsmouth, Bristol and Portsmouth. So I've just been giving stuff away, which is great and super lucky for some people, but it hurts. It hurts my soul that collected all the lovely things and thought I was going to play with them again. And then other things I'm posting to myself and it's costing a fortune. But it's better than chucking and rebuying, because you got to think about how many things get printed and how many things get bought unnecessarily, just using up the resources of the environment. 1 second. Speaking of which, got this rubbish I found earlier, just going to chuck in the dustbin behind. Even in my bag right now, look at this. This is a super cool book I have called Treasury of Alphabets and Lettering. I'm just going to give it to a friend that really, really loves typography. He's really excited. He said, "How much do you want for it?" And I was just planning on giving it to him. And he actually helped me out big time a few years back and made me a website. So I'm just going to give it to him. And he's very excited. But hello, sorry, it just that car destroyed my signal. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to blame that car. Yes, lighter with less stuff. It would also feel lighter for getting to rest, wouldn't I? If I had time to rest, or if my time was dedicated solely to hanging out with the people that I love, I'd feel lighter in that way too. So it hurts a lot that I have to spend so much of this time, this precious and expensive time that I've got in the UK, sorting stuff. It's a bit of a bummer, but we live. This is cool, a new studio. I haven't seen this before. This was a chocolate shop before, actually. One-legged jockey over here. This is a vintage shop. It says closed, looks kind of open. Some nice big doggies everywhere, which has been fun. Edith and Blanche. That's interesting. EdithandBlanche.com. I wonder if that would be Edith as in Kim Edith. I wonder. And Alison Ivy. That's pretty cool. Some new shops around there. Nice and interesting church. It's got a really cool kind of, it's a bit backlit with the incredible looking sky tonight. Nice church over there. And more friends. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Not too bad, you?
I'm good, thank you.
See you.
See you. Big doggies everywhere. Okay, this is the high street that people are sad about. And you might get the impression of feeling sad about it. But I'm going to show you the good parts of it. It actually leads out onto the sea, which is also very lovely. So let's continue. Just down this way. So the department stores, Debenhams and John Lewis, are very famous around the UK. I don't think they extend to other countries though. But they've closed down and they've got big shutters up and they've been panelled up. And so the local council decided that some of the prominent street artists, or artists in general, could come and create art for them. In fact, they were even using the warehouse space inside as a place to sell their work, which was pretty cool. I think that's not really happening so much anymore. And I think what people don't like about this area is that homeless people loiter here now, and that's a bit difficult because it's people who don't have places to live or be or jobs, and it makes it feel a little uncomfortable for some people, and yet more places are closed down too. But just over this way, don't think you'll be disappointed. Wilco's has gone into administration. My friend came home the other day and she said something like that. A lot. Is he looking at me? I think he's looking at me. Everybody's at me. I'm pretty glad I don't come here and live stream, to be honest. Now these aren't looking so special. A bit of colour and lots of tags, so that's not so nice. But we'll just go around the corner in just a minute. And there's some really cool stuff over there. Keep in mind the ones that we've already seen. So what's this? This was Debenhams. So Debenhams has got a totally different vibe. Oh no, this is Night and Lee. This was John Lewis. No way. So John Lewis was actually the more expensive one, the more special one, and this one seems to have been ruined. Can I say ruined? It looks like there were some kind of nice pictures, but you can see the seagull of Farks just there, and there's some little tags happening. So this is not so pleasant, but we'll go over to Debenhams just behind me. There's lots of cool stuff to look at over there. So people aren't liking seeing this. It's been this way for years now. The whole of the pandemic really didn't help it, unfortunately. So let's just fling you around over this way. Da, 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 da. And take a look down this little alleyway. Do you recognize this kind of style? This is the Rue Aberwick that we saw. And there's more down here. The whole alley has got some, and more on the other side. So let's go down and have a little look. So there's a nice way to add colour without just tagging it or just painting it a plain colour, which is pretty cool, I think. And there's more further down. You don't really see graffiti in Japan. In a few places you can, but it's kind of rare. And some of these are quite messy and signs of people not being happy, but others are nice. The light is just shining onto that mushroom, making it look extra magical. Let's check out just down this way. And then around the corner, I'll show you ones that are actually art. Not this corner, the next corner behind us. These ones aren't seeming so much like art. The whole area is covered. So this one's got a really urban street vibe. And then I'll take you back around where we just started and you'll see some more that seem like they're well thought out pieces of art. And I'll explain some of them as well. So what do you think? When you see this kind of graffiti, it's weird, like separating graffiti and street art. The way I see it, graffiti is when, in general, graffiti is when you've just done it without permission, and street art is usually you've gathered permission from somebody. Or it could be the quality that you see. It's a bit like, what is a weed, I suppose? Some people think weeds are just certain flowers that have been designated as weeds, and other people think that weeds are flowers that you don't like. So one person's weed might not be your weed. I'll stop saying weed now. Let's go over this way. Here you can see ones that were very planned, and you recognize this one again. I'll just move away from this gentleman. This is a common theme that you see around here. Fuck seagulls, and it says, be excellent to each other. This over here is by Samo. Samo actually created one of, not created? No, I created. They did. Hello. Nice to see you guys again. I was just saying this is Samo's work, and Samo has lots of conversations through body dysmorphia. So Samo grew up as a girl but is now a man, and it has talked about that a lot because so many people have confusions. And if you are confused by that topic, then just count your blessings that it's not a concern in your mind. And I think try to be open and accessible to those that do have implications in their lives. You know, it's hard to understand if you're not going through it yourself, but you can at very least be compassionate towards others, right? Or try to be, in my opinion. In my opinion. Here's something quite lovely by someone called Irony. I don't actually know them, but I think both the way it's been painted and the way the light is shining on it are making it look pretty incredible right now. So that one's really, really special. And yeah, Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia. Nice to see you. Cynthia said, thank you for the difference between street art and graffiti. I feel the same. Yeah, Sasha, what do you think about my explanation of street art and graffiti?
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. I think there are definitely some examples of graffiti that would count as street art.
Yeah, and the other way around.
They're not necessarily legally done.
Yeah. There are some very nice pieces of graffiti that you might refer to as street art. Oh, this is quite interesting, just here. But of course, at the end of the day, if it hasn't been paid for, then it's vandalism, isn't it? So it's illegal. But these ones on this side for Debenhams, you can see that they've been organised. Artists have been given their space. This is my dog size again. I think it's Everyman. This is his Everyman. He creates it with a thumbprint and a fingerprint and some more fingerprints. And I said I'd explain to you what he does. He used to do this thing called Free Art Friday, which is just leaving free art on the street on a Friday. So you can make something and you can leave it outside, and you've got to leave a sign on it saying free art so that people know that they are allowed to take it. And that makes it Free Art Friday, and it just says, I'm free, take me. And then you can find yourself some lovely art. I've had some right treasures, and if they've not been my style, I've passed them on to friends. Yeah, they've been really, really good in the past, some of the things that I've found. Yeah, there's some really lovely stuff. Thank you, Melissa, for saying that you love it. I bet, do you think this one looks good with blue and red glasses on? Because it'll go 3D.
I think it's like
Is it really? I'm going to try going cross-eyed like you do on a magic eye thing. 1 second. No, it doesn't do anything. Marvin the Martian, yes, that's true. Just go around the corner here. I don't think I can show you much more in this area. I think me and Sasha might pick up the pace a little bit and go and get ourselves a bite to eat. Don't do stuff like this on buildings. It's just inappropriate. But if you like painting and drawing and fancy yourself as being someone that could fill up a large area like that, then why not do things like go to cafes and make friends with the owners and see what they think about you doing something on their walls. Over time, you might get recognized, and even people like the council may well invite you to help make your town or your city more colourful. And if this is happening all the time, if shops are closing down and everything's feeling a bit lame, then why not have a bit of colour? I think that ultimately, if the street art outweighs the hapless tagging of just like trying to sign your name on things, like dogs walking around the street peeing on things to say they were there, then I think it's gonna help the area. One other thing you can do that won't seem so brash, I suppose, is what's it called? Yarn bombing. You can do yarn bombing. So I don't know if you guys know what yarn bombing is, but it's where you knit or crochet something and you leave it on the street somewhere, but not uselessly. For example, in the UK, people like to use the top of the top of, what am I trying to say, post boxes. Yeah, people like to use the top of post boxes, so you make some kind of cute scene that you knit and you put it on the top of post boxes. Now, you might think, what's the point? Why bother doing that? But there are actual statistics shown that having yarn bombed areas, like someone yarn bombs a tree, so puts lots of knitted things that they've made all over a tree or a post box, it actually reduces the crime rate in the area. I guess builds up the decency within some. Look at this. Whoever Pogo is has got a really nice style, I think. So we've seen 3 of the pieces by this person, Pogo, just here. Yeah, pretty cool style. Looks like Shiva in Final Fantasy games. And we'll finish on this lovely peeling but still lovely bit of rose style art just here. I hope you guys have had a lovely time with me walking around some of the streets. There's actually lots more cool stuff all the way around Portsmouth and loads of great things to see, but it's been raining so much or just been grey, or when I've wanted to film it's just been raining, so it's been a bit difficult. There have been sunny spells here but not long enough, you know, to keep doing things. Guydemark in Amsterdam leaves cheese slices. Oh my goodness, cheese slices with goggly eyes all over Amsterdam. Are they real food? I mean, as much as a cheese slice can be real food. Do you mean real food cheese slices? That's kind of interesting. Do they just biodegrade can they biodegrade? Aren't they made of mostly plastic? I'm kidding. That sounds very interesting, and he sounds like a nice chap. I'm glad you had a nice time, Cynthia. If anyone is interesting, if you're interesting, leave me a tip. If anyone's interested in supporting my endeavours as an artist, as a creator, and just please know I've got lots of material coming at you soon in the form of videos. I've got videos for everywhere I've been, so don't worry, you won't be forgotten. And my flight to Dubai should see me making quite a lot of videos for you. Please consider leaving it on buymeacoffee.com/Miss Kendall James. And you can also check out what else I do at linktr.ee/Miss Kendall James. Thank you. Cynthia is interesting. Well, I look forward to seeing your tip then, if you're interesting. No, so I arrived halfway through your tour, but enjoyed what I saw. Good to see you again. Nice to see you guys too. So bye-bye from myself and Sasha. We'll catch you later. Bye. That's for Lynn's emoji face. See you.